close to Francis' house, a real supporter. And with donated tents, you set up a little sanctuary, a little safe ground, which was very quickly dismantled by the police, who arrested many of you, who seized the tents, who seized the sleeping bags, which are now being held as evidence of a crime of illegal camping in the city of Sacramento. You weren't dissuaded from actually being on the property in a place where you thought you were safe in community, and you came back, and again people donated sleeping bags and tents for your use. And it's your fortitude that is going to win this battle for homeless people. All we're doing is making available a little place where you can rest your heads at night. And the city has now taken up the battle against you by now coming against me. They have sued me personally, us, Kathleen and me, for making this ground available for you to sleep on. They are saying that we are violating zoning ordinances that prohibit a campground. They are saying we are violating a zoning ordinance that prohibits a temporary residential shelter in this area. And they say that we are maintaining a nuisance. And in support of these three claims, they've produced about a half a dozen long declarations from the neighbors, people who claim to be neighbors, saying that there's increased drug traffic in the area, there's increased noise, that the smell of the porta potties on the property is noxious, that there are increased rats and skunks, and I even heard the city attorney say that they've noticed an increase in the number of roaches in the community.
That's a big lie!
So, the court today did not grant a temporary restraining order against the use of the property, but set a hearing on September the 22nd, at which time some judge will determine whether the city and others have made a case for the existence of a nuisance which must be abated by court order. And my job now, between now and next Thursday when we submit our opposition, is to gather declarations from people who know what's going on that property and in that area, to counter the allegations that we are the problem. We know the problem. The problem is the city's heartlessness, the failure to provide essential services for homeless people, the failure to recognize that you have to be able to live somewhere. It makes no sense to criminalize camping, because they define camping as being outdoors temporarily at night. You don't even need a tent. You don't need a sleeping bag. If you are outdoors at night, you are illegal in Sacramento. That makes no sense. And not only does it make no sense, it violates the Constitution. And the courts will, I predict, reach that conclusion. So I know that Mr. Hernandez's lawyer is listening carefully, and he's vowing to do what he can to get you off of the property between now and the time the court hearing occurs. So I know there's more struggles coming up, but the nice thing about these struggles is that they are in the court, and ultimately the courts will decide the legality of the laws that we have to live by. And if we are required to go, then we will keep going, and we will go and we will go until the city and the county recognize their responsibilities. Safe ground for all.
Yeah, safe ground!